Hello. So I am doing my March recap. I wanted to have this done and like post it at the 1st of April, but I was feeling like death with my allergies and stuff. So I'm a little late, but that's fine. It's just a few days. So I did a mid-March wrap up, but I read quite a bit more since then. So I will start off with these three. These were some of my favorites. These were all 5-star reads for me. They were just like a funny, good time. They're like a cozy fantasy romance, and it's like there's such great banter, and there's some good spicy scenes, and there's just like a cute little adventure in all of them. So the first one is That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon by Kimberly Lemming. The second one in the series is That Time I Got Drunk and Yeeted a Love Potion at a Werewolf. And the third one is That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Human. So this one follows Cinnamon, and she accidentally saves this, she calls him a demon, but he's like a dragon shifter. So it is like the story about them going on an adventure and trying to save their land from this like evil goddess, but it's not really a goddess. And so they go to destroy these chalice things, and they kind of fall in love along the way. So that's the first one. And then this one is about her friend Bree, and another one of, oh, what's his name? I think his name's Fallon. It doesn't say on the back. I don't remember what his name is, but it's one of the friends that they gathered on in the first book along with on their adventures. So Bree is in a tavern, and there's this guy that's been really persistent and trying to, you know, get her to go out with him basically. So he gives her this drink, and she's like, no, leave me the fuck alone, go away. So he ends up just keeps bugging her about it and gives her this drink. So she throws it. Well, it hits our guy here, the werewolf, and coming to find out, it had a love potion in it. So this guy was trying to give her a love potion to trick her into being with him. So when she threw this and it hit this other guy, he is now obsessed with her. However, he comes to say that as a werewolf, he knows that she is his mate. He just didn't notice it before that potion hit him, and she's like, no, it's just the potion, you know. So they kind of go on this, not a big adventure, but like they try and figure out possibly what they can do about this whole situation. So it's a really cute story. And then we jump into this one, That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Human. So this is another dragon shifter, and why do the back of these not have the dudes' names on them? So this is the dragon Dante, and Cherry, who is also from the same village as the other two girls. And he finds her trapped in this tower on like an island, and it's being guarded by another dragon. So he ends up rescuing her, and she's not really happy about it, but like she wants to get away from the island, but like then he's trying to keep her. So he's saying that she's his mate, and she's not really going for that. And they kind of go on this adventure where, you know, he's like stolen from another dragon and all, and I don't know. I didn't like this one as well as the other two, but it was still a great time. It still had some good spicy scenes in it. There's a character that comes in like in the second one and this one that is this like enchanted sword. Her name's Alexis and she's freaking hilarious. She kind of pops up in the middle of one of the couples having a good time in a field, and she's like floating down this river and she just starts talking, ooh, look at that, you know. And yeah, so that's how she kind of comes in, and she's hilarious. But yeah, those books were such a good time. I loved them. I flew through them, and I highly recommend all three of those. Those are by Kimberly Lemming, and I'm really hoping she comes out with more of them because I loved them. So this one is a short, quick read. All Systems Red by Martha Wells, and it is about a half organic, half like robot security unit that is sent to this planet with a group of scientists, and he's supposed to be there to like protect them from like whatever dangers they may encounter along the way. And they end up running into some trouble with some other people that are basically trying to like steal the resources that they're looking at. And so they kind of go on this adventure and have to try and get away from them. And yeah, it was really good. I have the rest of the series. It's the Murderbot Diaries, and I just haven't got a chance to read them yet, but most of them are little short ones until I think like the last couple books, and they're not that long. So these are, you know, these are a good time. I do recommend these as well. Actually, this month was a really good reading month for me. So yeah, Murderbot Diaries, Martha Wells, highly recommend. So then I have, this is the Royals series. So the first one is called Paper Princess, second one is Broken Prince, and the third one is Twisted Palace. So these are the three I read in March. So we start out in Paper Princess, where this girl is trying to take care of herself and her mom. She's working different jobs. One of them is being a stripper, and she's still trying to go to school and everything and support herself. Well, her mom ends up passing away. She had been really sick, and she ends up passing away. So instead of having to go into the system, she decides to act like her mom is still there, and she like forges her name and stuff, and she's still been working to support herself. Well, all of a sudden, this random guy shows up at her school and is like, hi, I'm your new guardian, you're coming with me. And she's like, no, the fuck I'm not. I don't know you. So she ends up running. Well, she's at her job at the strip club that night, and they tell her she's got a lap dance. So she goes into like the VIP room, and it's him. So she ends up starting to give him a lap dance, but then he ends up grabbing her and like hauling her out, and they try and stop him, but he's like, I'm her legal guardian, she's underage, I'm taking her. So she has to move in with him and his 4 sons, and there is a 5th son, but he's like gone away to college. So yeah, the 4 boys, they kind of like, they're not happy about this, and like their dad is trying to be a different person around the, like, since she's come into the picture, and so they're just like not vibing with this. And they kind of bully her. She has to go to this prep school, like private school that they're going to, and she gets bullied there. So kind of her struggles, like just dealing with all that, being the new kid and all that. Well, she ends up starting to fall for one of the brothers. So then we jump to this one, and this book picks up with her and the one brother's relationship. And at the end of the first book, something happens where she has gotten mad at him, and so she kind of like breaks it off, but she runs again. So he's trying to get her back. They're trying to find her. So they do end up finding her, but then the secrets that caused her to run they're dealing with that and trying to fix their relationship. So then at the very end of this book, there is a massive, massive cliffhanger. So, I don't think I said it, but so the reason this guy has become her guardian is because his, or her father has passed away as well. So, this guardian that's taking over is his like best friend and like business partner. So that's who's taking her in. So, yeah. So at the end of this, there's a cliffhanger and secrets are coming out. Something happens. And then in this book, her man, the one son, is being framed for a murder, and which he did not commit. Like I said, he's being framed. And yeah, so this goes through the process of them trying to get him out of all that. And these books are so good. There's 2 more in the series that I have on my TBR. I have some like arcs and stuff I'm reading right now, but those I'm really hoping to get to this month. So yeah, this is a really good series. I highly recommend it. It starts out kind of like a bully romance, but then turns into like a thriller mystery kind of thing. And I've loved these so far, and I highly recommend, if you get this one, you want to have this one on hand, because you're going to want to jump straight into this after you finish this one. So I gave all of those 4.5 or 5 stars. I don't remember. I'll put on the screen what each book I rated. I'll put all that in there. I just don't have my reading journal with me right now. So this one was one of the first books I read in the month. It's called At First Bite by Olivia Dade. And this was a cute romance about what is her name? I already forgot her name. I'm so bad about like after I read a book, I like forget stuff. So this is Athena, and she is engaged to this guy named Johnny. And so at the engagement party, she kind of doesn't know anybody. Like her family's not able to make it because it's all out of town. And so she's kind of starts talking to this guy, chatting him up. They're getting along really good. They're vibing really good. And then all of a sudden, her fiance comes up and is like, "Oh, so you met my brother Matt." And they kind of look at each other and they're like, what? You're the fiance? You're the brother? Oh my God. So, yeah. Then after that, the brother starts trying to talk Johnny out of marrying her and saying that she won't be a good wife and blah, 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 blah. Well, she overhears this. And so they kind of fight about it, but he's like, "I'm not going to listen to my brother, blah, blah, blah." Well, then 2 months before they're supposed to get married, he breaks it off. So we jump to after when the wedding was supposed to be. Johnny goes on their honeymoon to Hawaii, you know, by himself, because he needs to get away. And like, I want to smack this boy for real. So this girl has, as a wedding present, bought him a house that is next to his, and they call it the Spite House. It's like this 10-foot wide little house built in an alley, and he's wanted to buy it for the longest time because it blocks the light like coming into his place. So she bought it as a gift for him. Well, she used all of her savings and like everything that she had, so she's stuck moving into this house. So she's got to live next door to her ex-fiance because she doesn't have anything. So she goes to move in, and who shows up? The brother. So he lives on the other side of her. So they don't hit it off the best, but he does help her move in. He helps her move her stuff in. So they kind of get to know each other over the time that the that Johnny is gone on the honeymoon, and she's dealing with depression, and like her whole situation's just really rough on her, which understandable, girl. So yeah, it kind of goes from there. They get to know each other and start to form a thing, and it's dealing with what's the brother gonna think? They're both kind of denying what they're feeling for each other because it's just a messy situation, you know? So, but it was good. It did kind of get slow in the middle, but I did enjoy it. I kind of had to push through a little bit of it, but I'd been kind of in a reading slump when I started reading this, so I think that was part of it. But I do recommend this. It was good. I'll put what I rated it up here. And this is a beautiful edition from Afterlight. And yeah, there is also, she likes to listen to monster smut on like audiobook, and lets her window open, and so the whole neighborhood starts listening in to all these books, and they get mad when she doesn't listen to them. So yeah, that was funny, and yeah, it is a really cute story. So then we'll jump into Flawless. So I started my Chestnut Springs journey, and this one was really cute. Basically, she is okay, so her dad is this like rodeo bull rider guy's agent, and she is working for his firm. So this guy has a like PR incident, so she is sent to basically be his babysitter, and they do not like each other in the beginning. They very much bicker back and forth. He doesn't want to have a babysitter, she doesn't really want to be there, but they start to get along over time. You know, she has to like live at his place with his family and all, and you know, she gets to know him and has to travel with him and basically be with him 24/7. And yeah, so it's kind of got that forced proximity thing, but it was cute. It was a good time. Like I said, I'll put what I rated it here. And I've heard that the next book is better, so I'm looking forward to that. I did like the banter in this, but there could have been more for me, because I'm a good, like, I love a good banter, you know. So yeah, like I said, I read the first of the Chestnut Springs, so I'll be reading the next, you know, over the next few months I'll be reading the rest of them. So I did enjoy this. And then I read Butcher and Blackbird. So this is about a couple of, I don't know if I'm allowed to say it on here, serial spillers, and they go after other serial spillers. So, you know, they're the good guys, right? So it starts off with the one has gotten herself into a predicament, and she's kind of stuck after she offed this guy, and the other serial spiller comes in, and he ends up like saving her. So after this, they start this competition where they're going to set a target, and they like have a competition to see who can get to that target first. So they'd make this like an annual thing, and it's kind of over the years they like, you know, have been falling for each other and all, and then, you know, the romance getting up to there. There is some good smut in it, but it takes about 200 pages to get to it. So like if you're wanting a whole book of those scenes, this ain't it. But it was really good. I did enjoy it. So yeah, I'll put what I rated it here. Then I read Gothicana. So this, I think, this was still like good, but I think this was like the worst rated of the month for me. But like I said, it's still good. So this is about a girl, Corvina. I am so bad with remembering the names. So Corvina, she gets invited to this special school, like college. So she is in her early 20s. She's had like her mom was like schizophrenic and stuff, and she was in the institute to like kind of check on herself because she did, like, she's always kind of heard voices in her head, but they ultimately decided like it's nothing to worry about. She goes to this school and there's been disappearances and deaths and stuff there, and so she starts to kind of look into it. Well, one of the teachers, they start to kind of have this little fling. A girl that went missing the last year actually had a thing with this same teacher, so everybody's like warning her to be careful and like, you know, don't be doing that with him because she turned up missing. So yeah, she has a roommate and, you know, they've become decent friends and all, and then there's a few deaths that happen, and the roommate, one of them was her boyfriend, so she kind of goes into this like depression mode, and so she kind of like leaves her alone. And yeah, it's just the mystery of like what's going on at this school. And they have this big like ball thing that they had stopped doing. Well, they decided to bring it back. There used to be people, there was a person that would go missing before this ball every year, and that's why they stopped it. Well, yeah, so they're trying to just solve this mystery, and there was these group called the Slayers, and it's interesting. It was a good read, but at the end you have to have been paying attention like the whole time, and especially at the end to figure out what's going on. And I think that's why so many people have rated it lower, but it was a good read. I did enjoy it. But it also gets points for this beautiful copy. And then the each chapter has, let me find another one. Each chapter has its own little like artwork, and this is just such a beautiful copy, so I did give it a few extra points for that. But it is really good, and I'll put what I rated it here. So then we're gonna get into my projects. So I've been doing videos on the Throne of Glass series. So far, I think when this comes out, I'll have Assassin's Blade and Throne of Glass. I'm working on editing my Crown of Midnight, but I don't think I'm gonna have it out before this video. So yeah, but the whole series is coming. So Assassin's Blade, kind of the backstory of how Celaena ended up meeting quite a few people, her adventures as Adarlan's assassin, and yeah, so it's just kind of like short novellas of different things that's happened as she was Adarlan's assassin. I'm not going to say too much because, like I said, I did videos on them. So then Throne of Glass, she had been taken to Endovier at the end of Assassin's Blade, and here she's being rescued by the prince, and he, well, not really rescued, he pulls her out of Endovier to take her to compete in the king's like competition to become his champion. So this is her adventure competing in that championship, and that's basically all I want to say there. So then we jump to Crown of Midnight, and this is her time as the king's champion, and her doing his dirty work and trying to solve the mysteries of the evil that is in the castle. And yeah, she's trying to come up with, you know, like how to fight that evil. And yeah, so like I said, I'm doing videos on all these, so I'm not gonna go too in depth with them. Like I said, I'll put the ratings up here. And so yeah, that is the last one that I have finished reading, and I did start like 4 or 5 books before the end of the month, but I didn't get them finished, so they're going to be in my April wrap-up. So that's all I've got for today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!